Vietnam is not what you expect. And I'm not saying this from the perspective of someone who hasn't traveled throughout the region. I thought I knew about Vietnam before I came here. Boy, was I wrong. I'm here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and I'll go over exactly how I was wrong in this video. And if you stay until the end, you'll know exactly what arrogance got me in the subcontext of spending time here in Vietnam. Now, when I go to a country, I typically have some semblance of understanding of the country before I go. I do a lot of research, first of all, in citizenship programs, but also in local culture, especially in business culture. I just got out of what I would consider to be somewhat of a odd situation. It made me realize exactly what Vietnam stands for, and that is pragmatic efficiency. And when I say pragmatic efficiency, it is still a very high context culture. It is still a very fundamentally different culture to the West, right? Where in the Netherlands, you say exactly what you mean, how you mean it, when you mean it. However, in Vietnam, it's a little bit more of a dance. And I got my shoes fixed just off of the side of the road, and it taught me a lot about how Viet business culture worked. People assume, just because of my skin color and the fact that I don't have a Asian face, I don't have Asian hair. The Cambodians made this clear. I have blue eyes and I'm blonde. This fundamentally made a difference in every Asian country I've been to. And it's not because people necessarily are hung up about me being white. They don't care. They have perspectives about white people, but the idea that they're going to be tripping over themselves because you're white is not inherently true, but they will think that you are ignorant to local culture. And so this person approaches me and says, okay, where are you from? I say America. He says, okay, great. How old are you? You got a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. This sort of thing to build rapport. And he gets done fixing my shoe. And initially he asks for 450,000 dong. That's about $17.75 as of today, which realistically ridiculous price for fixing a shoe in Southeast Asia. If anyone tries to charge you that, run. Especially if you didn't agree to the price beforehand, there's no contract, you're not held to it. However, I negotiated down to about 30K because I was just going to walk away anyway if he didn't take it. And he took the 30K. But what it taught me is Viets would rather get something for their work and save face and be able to say that they got something for their work than to realistically spend all of this time, spend all of this effort into getting to know you, while also getting nothing in return. And I probably could have gotten an even lower price. I could have gotten it for free. But I also wanted him to save face. I wanted him to be more upfront, more transparent. I said to him directly, say the price up front. Many people don't want to have their shoes cleaned, and I didn't. But I took it as a business lesson. Now, to put it in perspective, that's about $1.15. And I'm not saying that I'm cheaping out for $1.15. I couldn't care less about the actual cost. But what it does tell you is that you need to be willing and able to strike a negotiation that benefits both parties in Vietnam. And I'm, especially here in this beautiful city, Ho Chi Minh, you are looking at a culture that is more pragmatic, that is more open to negotiation, that is far more obligated, I suppose, culturally, to negotiate. When you're comparing to a place like, let's say, Malaysia, right? I have a lot of videos on Malaysia. Malaysians, it's not that they don't necessarily negotiate, it's that they don't really, the price is the price, it's listed. And that's fair. I mean, if you want a Western style of life, I would say that Vietnam is not for you. But the insight I get is fundamentally not that they are trying to scam you, even, really. Sure, they may want to overcharge you because, of course, white skin and whatever else, they perceive that you are a high value target. But the second you start getting up, walking away, everything drops, right? Everything becomes a little bit more transactional. And so what you need to learn, whether this is buying a warehouse here in Vietnam, whether this is a business negotiation, whether it's negotiating with a shoe seller, or rather a shoe repairman on the side of the road, is that Vietnam works on a pragmatic efficiency model. So the more dance around, the more they think that you will be willing to pay. Once you drop the face, everything goes to the wind, everything is more transactional, and it's honestly far easier to deal with if you're willing to just walk away. Viet people understand this. However, many Americans will say, oh, well, you should have just, spent the money, you should have just, maybe he had someone waiting for you, blah, blah, blah. First of all, if someone's going to jump you in the middle of downtown, they're not very smart. But second of all, you can take that risk in different ways, right? And there was a little kid near me. I don't think that people are going to get violence around kids. So fundamentally, there's a very big disconnect, I think, between Westerners and how they do business, because it rubs off on the people that are, doing business here in Ho Chi Minh City. Obviously, based on the majority of the interactions I've had, they have more, I suppose, of like Western-oriented service ideation. And so, of course, when you have, a shoe repair person in the United States, they'll use asymmetry to get a deal, right? They'll give you one free shoe, but the other free shoe isn't, or the other shoe isn't free, it's $40. And they're starting to do the same in Vietnam. So I wouldn't say that this is necessarily an indictment on scams, because really I didn't get scammed. I could have walked away and said, no, I don't want any of this. You decided with your own free will to give me this service. But I think that would be boring, first of all. Second of all, you're looking at a culture that is more pragmatic, that is a little bit less worried about everything going on. And so, to me, as someone who has just gotten here, it was a good lesson to learn. Now, of course, if you appreciated this video, I would appreciate a like. If you really like this video, feel free to share it with your friends. If you are looking for a way to join me on this journey of internationalization and globalization, feel free to subscribe down below. Sovereign one-pager. Didn't get that in, so you get a free video, basically. Without no advertising, but yeah, go down in the description. Click on it if you want my help going where your money matters. I appreciate you watching. This has been the Traveling Report. Signing off.